Hello everyone, and welcome to another edition of Vinyl Video. Once again, we have a great pairing for you tonight. We're doing a vintage vinyl kind of flashback to the 90s.
This is our second vintage vinyl, right?
It is, but before we didn't have a video camera, unfortunately.
Yeah, that was the pre-video vinyl.
So we weren't able to capture that moment, but for this one, we are doing a Chateauneuf-du-Pape, which to me is one of the coolest, kind of expensive, sought-after wines out there. It's from southern France. The area is actually called Chateauneuf-du-Pape. It's a small area in the Rhone, and they're actually allowed to use 13 different grapes in their blends there. But most of them are mainly Grenache, Syrah, and Mourvedre, so some familiar grapes, but really, really cool wines. This one was given to me by my dad. It's a 1997 Chateau La Nerthe, Cuvée des Cadets, and
I don't know what that means.
It doesn't really mean anything, but one of those things. He gave me the bottle. I've been holding on to it, waiting for a special occasion, and
this is a special occasion.
Nothing really came up, so we decided to make one. So 1997, decent year. This is one of the oldest chateaus in all of Chateauneuf-du-Pape. It dates back to the 12th century.
Wow.
So, old stuff.
Times.
Yes, and this bottle's already
drink
been.
This wine with our fingers.
This wine's already been decanted, so with an older wine, definitely 10 years old or older, you definitely want to decant it.
We didn't capture that on video. That was a very elaborate process that involved Sarah pouring this wine into a pitcher.
This is awesome. Put that to your nose. The nose is like amazing. This wine is mostly, I was looking on their website, they mostly use Syrah, Grenache, and Mourvedre, and this is just like, it's like leathery, but like chocolatey, and
with a little bit of dried fruit in it.
Yeah.
You almost don't even, it's like so good you almost don't even have to drink it. You could be satisfied just smelling it and putting it away.
Definitely. Yeah, dried fruit, there's some like toasty caramely notes to it. It's just really
saddle
amazing.
leather a little bit. Mm-hmm. Like one of those dark chocolate bars that has cherries in it.
These wines are awesome, and they definitely stand up to a little bit of time. Yeah, really, really nice. It doesn't taste like it's 12 years old at all.
Not at all. This is fantastic.
On the palate, it's, you get all those flavors again, rich and full, but it's got nice acidity to it too.
Yes, it does. It's a stand-up wine.
Yeah, but yeah, really cool area, definitely.
This is definitely not a wine and cheese party wine. This is I'm going to drink this and go to a rock concert.
Well, speaking of rock concerts,
segue,
what did we decide to pair this with?
We're pairing this with the classic album Radiohead's Pablo Honey. And this record is actually older than this wine for a vintage vinyl. Not this particular record, which is the Capitol limited edition vinyl reissue. But the album itself came out in 1993. The reason we're making this pairing is, first of all, Radiohead is an obvious classic. The band of, arguably the band of our generation, and definitely the best band of the last 10 years for sure.
I would agree.
But in 1993, when this came out, the album with Creep on it, all they were was a couple of guys from Oxford, England, that sounded a little bit like U2. And everyone else was still in the end of the grunge period, listening to albums by Nirvana, Pearl Jam, Blind Melon, Stone Temple Pilots. Even in England, they weren't as big as Oasis and Travis. And where's Travis now? So this was the sign of good things to come, the beginning of many good things to come, even if we all didn't know it at the time. Who would have thought in '93 that one day every karaoke bar in America, or England too, would have someone singing Creep?
That's a good point. It's a great band. They're definitely one of my favorite bands, and I was definitely adamant about using this album to pair because it's true. It's a band that's gotten way better. I mean, phenomenal with age. Not that their debut album wasn't good. I listened to this constantly when I was in high school.
But when you listen to it, it's kind of funny because you hear all the themes and the sounds that they would pursue, and much more strange and ominous and interesting ways later, but they're all there
Right.
in their infancy in this album. And it's just a great combination of a wine and an album and a band that have aged extremely well.
I'll drink to that.